Welcome back, listeners, to Buns Burgers Big Ideas. My name's Riley Shine, and with me is Eric Jaworski.
Yes. Good morning, Riley.
Morning.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yes. It's going to be a really good day.
It is.
Well, if I belong here.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you fit the culture?
I don't know. Like, even as like a podcast, like, I never even thought, like, we're doing this. We're in it. We're like 40, 50.
Oh, I think 50.
Are we 50
I think
deep?
we're over 50 deep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It is so cool.
That's really cool.
I meant to.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to you too. I meant to do something cool for that one, but we're always cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Today we're going to talk a little bit about imposter syndrome, and it's a really interesting thought because I think everybody has it, but it's not really talked about.
Nobody talks about it because it's one of those, I feel like it's an intimate thing, you know?
Sure.
Like especially when you're talking about imposter syndrome and the self-doubt that comes with that, it's hard to open up about that and say, you know, oh yeah, I do have imposter syndrome. You know, it's more, it's like those intrusive thoughts. You know,
yeah,
sometimes.
I was going to ask you, so what is imposter syndrome for us?
Imposter syndrome is basically, you know, when you feel like you're not worth what you're doing or you're not good at what you do.
Okay.
So it's kind of like this internal, like, I'm not where I belong, so to speak.
Yeah.
Either, you know, and mostly on the self-doubt side. So like, oh, I'm not good enough to deserve this role, or I'm not good enough to get these accolades, or whatever. And it's just it's fear.
Yeah.
It's the fear that other people think the way you think about yourself.
Okay. And as you progress through different titles, right? Like I think it creeps up each and every time. And I don't know ever in my career if I've ever felt like comfortable enough to be like, I don't have that feeling at some point, right? Either throughout the week or throughout the month or, you know, upon promotion, like I still get that feeling once in a great while.
It's very fluid, but as we talk today about imposter syndrome, we'll give you some tips on how to kind of manage it, so to speak, because it doesn't go away. Yeah. It will, you know, rear its ugly head every once in a while, and you'll be like, ooh, should I be here?
Sure.
And you should.
All right. Well, thank you. Then I should be here. Here I am.
You had to say it.
Yes, I know. It's in my head. I had to.
Yeah,
all right. Well, you want to play the clip?
Yeah, let's play the clip. This is John Doley, and I think he works with Entree Leadership, and he's got his own like little podcast and leadership stuff. So let's take a listen.
One of my favorite definitions of imposter syndrome. It's the fear that other people are judging me as harshly as I'm judging myself.
Thanks for sharing the clip, Riley.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We're just laughing. This is good. We love it.
We have fun at BX3. But imposter syndrome is based on these irrational thoughts that only your mind can come up with.
Yeah.
You know, it's like those intrusive thoughts, like I said. Like you'll be, you know, kicking butt, being super fast and drive through, and then you'll just think, oh no, I'm not doing well. Or it's just an intrusive thought and it's rational. It's like, it doesn't make sense because if anybody else were to come in and see you running drive through that way, they'd be like, good job.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't know if it's the world we live in the fast food environment, but I feel like our team has that feeling a lot, right? Like you'll go and you'll compliment somebody and they'll be like, not quite there. It's not quite, but you're in the position for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes, at least for me, a lot of that starts with, well, I just got lucky, right? Like I don't deserve this. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
Got the right opportunity.
But I read something earlier today, Riley, and it said, all of your hard work has earned you the privilege to feel like you got lucky. Right,
it's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and I thought that was a really interesting thing because I work hard, right? Like you work hard. I dedicate myself. I continuously trying to learn how to be in my role, and sometimes it does feel like I got lucky, right? Right place, right time. I don't deserve this. Somebody out there is smarter than me, and they should probably have this role. Like. But it boils down to all of those intrusive thoughts that we have, and we're in the position for a reason, right? So I think when it comes down to that imposter syndrome, we have to name it a little bit, right? Like we talked about name it to tame it.
We have to show it.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it.
Hey, it's okay. I'm feeling like I have that right now. So now if I talk about it, even to myself or write it down or journal it or talk to somebody, hey, Riley, I'm feeling this a little bit today, right? Like help walk me off the ledge.
Yeah. Walk through it a little bit. Absolutely. Yeah. Imposter syndrome, again, we don't share that though. But if you name that fear, it's a lot easier to deal with and a lot easier to talk about.
Yeah.
Think about like, when you're like, if you're afraid of heights, right? That's a fear. Some people are like deathly afraid of heights, or my mom, snakes. So you even mention the word snake to her, she's like running out the room. Like, she's not about it, right? That's fear. But if you start talking about it more, like, I feel like you're going to break down that shell, and you're going to be able to talk about the why. Why do you feel that fear?
And I think that's the more interesting part of all of this is when you're starting to have that I don't belong feeling, that imposter syndrome feeling, like identifying all of a sudden what led up to having that feeling. A lot of it for me was, especially when I became an assistant or a GM and a supervisor, it's like, well, I have to have all the answers. Because if I don't have the answers, then they're going to look at me like I don't know what I'm doing, and I probably shouldn't be maybe that general manager, right? So as I've gotten older and maybe a little bit wiser, I like to think so, right? Like I realize I don't have to have all the answers, and it's okay to tell my team, "Hey, I'm not sure, but let's find out together."
Yeah.
And I think for me, realizing that I don't need to know helps me feel better about that imposter syndrome when it creeps up. So I think just identifying why you're all of a sudden starting to feel that way might be very helpful.
For example, for me, when I feel imposter syndrome, it's my age.
Okay,
It's like, okay, I'm a young staff member. I'm in, this awesome role, get to work with all these awesome, knowledgeable people. But there's that intimidating factor a little bit that's there. It's like, oh my gosh, I am working with all these people that have all this experience and knowledge and time into the industry, and I'm just, Riley.
Sure.
So that's for me. That's when I feel imposter syndrome creeping up. Is when I see, when we had the staff meetings, and it's just like all this knowledge and all this stuff. But luckily,
the old people is what you're saying. That's what he's saying, right?
Just a little bit. No. I mean, but even years ago, right? Not so much now, but when it does creep up, I'm like, no, this is an experience to learn.
Yeah.
Like when I feel intimidated, or when I feel like I'm not smart enough, to your point, right? Like, okay, well then open your ears, Riley, and listen to what they're saying, and really grasp it, you know? But years ago, when I was like in the tech team and stuff, that was a time where it's like, okay, soak it all in, like try not to let the, imposter syndrome affect you.
Yeah. Well, in age, I had the same feeling though when I was like 19, 20, 21, 22 and I was starting to take on more of that management leadership role. I'm going to tell you, age was one of those concerns when I was, and I'm not going to call myself old, right? But like as you get older, right, I think just realizing that you're going to have different things potentially pop up, because in the beginning it was age. Who am I to tell somebody who's 30, 40, 50 years old what to do or how to do it, right? They've been doing this longer. They know more. But we're in the position, right? And somebody trusted us with this position, knowing that we don't have all the answers, knowing that we're maybe younger than the average person, knowing that that there's going to be results that don't quite hit the mark. Because I think part of that too is when we hit failure, right? Oh, I failed at this. I must not be cut out for it.
Yeah, that does when it comes out probably a lot more, is when there is that failure. Your mind is already in a self-doubt kind of mood. Yeah. So it's easy for imposter syndrome to just be like, hey, don't forget about me. Like, you're not good enough.
And that's why I wish, more people connected with peers, right? Like for our assistant managers, like go connect with more assistant managers. For our GMs, go talk to GMs, right? Like I don't know what you're going through. As much as I want to say it, I haven't run a restaurant in, 20 some odd years, right? So who am I to tell you what you should or should not feel? But I think when you do fail, go talk to somebody, right? Have those peer connections where it's like, man, this did not go as planned, like because I fail, right? And we failed within the organization. There's been plenty of things where I've tried to implement or do, and it's like, yep.
It's right there.
But I'm still in the position.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make you the wrong person. It just means you failed, and now you got to try and learn.
You just said it right there.
Yeah.
If you fail and wallow in that failure, then maybe you're not.
Yeah.
But if you fail and you take that and you go to learn from it and be better, improve, or get better next time, then absolutely, you're right where you should be.
Yeah. Ultimately, my word of advice when it comes to this is don't be handcuffed by that fear, right? Like don't allow the fear to stop you from trying those things. Don't allow the fear to maybe allow you not to speak up in a meeting. Don't allow the fear, right, to keep you from applying for that new role or taking that opportunity or whatever that thing is that you don't feel, right? Like acknowledge it, own it, and then do something with it.
Exactly. And if it doesn't work out, use it as a learning opportunity to do better.
Perfect.
I think that's great.
Yeah. Just as we wrap up, I guess just some final thoughts. Like, if you're in the room, you belong.
Yes.
Right? Like, you do. You belong at that point. You're given the opportunity. So, stop measuring your worth by trying to be perfect and just start learning, adapting, and being okay with it.
Back to what John said, though. It's you're the fear of everybody else judging you the way you judge yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's rarely the case. You're usually your worst critic.
Oh, 100%.
So,
everybody is.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So just take that apart and go talk to somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, good. I think there's a lot of valuable insight into here, and I think it's something that people just do not talk about.
They don't.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for talking about it with me.
Yeah.
So go back to your teams, talk about, what scares you and learn from it. So listen, learn, lead. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us on Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. We hope today's episode inspired fresh ideas for your leadership journey. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and keep learning with us as we continue to explore leadership in the QSR world. Until next time, take care and lead well.